My first memory.
My first memory.
My first memory of CTJ.
My first memory of CTJ is
My first general meeting, because I was late, I took a taxi, and when I arrived at the auditorium, there were like hundreds of teachers there, and I fell on the floor, and I fell down the stairs, and I fell on my face, and everyone looked at me. So that was my first moment at CTJ, my first meeting, and I was surprised by the number of people.
My first memory of CTJ was when I first walked in here in the reception area, and I asked the receptionist, "Where is Casa Thomas Jefferson?" She said, "Casa Thomas Jefferson, the whole building." I said, "Whoa!"
I had to substitute a teacher, and I had just come back from London, and this teacher, she was leaving the school, and she told the students that a new teacher would substitute her. And she told the students that I was British, I was English. And it was so fun because the students were like, "Oh, we can now speak Portuguese in class." We became great friends. And, you know, for me it was amazing. After some time I told them that I was not British. And they were like, "Oh, you're not? You're such a good actress."
One of my first memories of the Casa Thomas Jefferson is being upstairs as a student and the teacher calling my attention because I was writing notes to my friends, and we were supposed to pay attention and repeat. And I remember that I was a talker. This is one of the first memories I have of the Casa Thomas Jefferson.
Well, my first memory of CTJ is when I first came here and I saw the huge school and the structure. I got really excited about working here.
There was the first time that I came here as a student, and I remember it quite well. I remember my very first class in room 20, and I was, waiting for the teacher. I was really excited, and there came this beautiful woman in white pants and a red blouse, and she said, "Book one, here, come with me." And it was so interesting. And she said hello, and I thought that was amazing. I really liked it. And coincidentally, many years later, when I started teaching, I started in room 20.
The first memory I have of CTJ is a home where my dreams would come true one day.
That I started working here 12 years ago, and then I had to move to São Paulo, and then I came back. They made me feel at home again. They were ready to help me anytime I needed. And they showed me that even though I had spent so much time away, I was still part of the staff. And it made me feel like really welcome.
As a teacher, I try to do the same. I try to have fun, being responsible, doing what I have to do.
It was the first day that I came here to pick up my materials, so I was pretty nervous. Nobody would say that I was a teacher. They would all look at me and say, "Oh my God, how old is this girl?" And it was very frightening, but it was also very nice, the feeling that I was going to start like a new journey.
My first memory of the CTJ, the Casa, was having my test come in. I was being tested, being assessed to see if I would be a good teacher. So it was fun. It was a test of fire.
I looked at this building, and I was looking as a country boy, looking up and thinking that it was too big a building to be just an English school. I was right. It's not just an English school. I feel really proud of being part of it.
My first memory of CTJ has got to be my sample class. I was extremely nervous, and I remember beginning the lesson and teaching it for a little while, and I remember being interrupted by Katie Cox, and she said, "Oh, okay, that's enough. When can you start?" And that was the best feeling of my life,
I was 12 years old, and I had this teacher, and I remember one day when she was in class and she was trying to teach us the use of one
as a pronoun. And she was, okay, can I use one in the plural? Can I say ones and everybody? Of course not. And I couldn't get what she was trying to explain up to the time when she said, come on, look at this sentence. And then she wrote a sentence in which one was being used as a pronoun. And then I said, look, teaching one little thing, the way she wants to teach, it's a way that will remain. And I never forgot that.
My first memory of CTJ was when I came here to bring my resume. I guess this was my real very first memory, the way I felt when I got here, how impressed I was, and how well treated I was when I first entered the school.
So the first class I taught was actually a sample class with a group of teenagers. It was a really fun moment, but at first I was really, really scared of how things would go. And fortunately I was accepted as a teacher, so I landed the job, and thanks to this one class.
Well, I think my first memory of CTJ was something that I did with Carla. She took us to Carla Arena, which is my supervisor for the EdTech. She showed some of her projects, and I thought they were fascinating. That was the time when I think I fell in love for the institution. So that I guess it's my first memory of CTJ.
Was when I first entered the Lago Sul branch, and the branch head, the coordinator, was Claudio, and Claudio was substituting a fellow coordinator who had left. So it was my first semester at Thomas, and it was Claudio's first semester as a coordinator. So this, I think, created an empathy, because we were both kind of, feeling the ground. And I remember also that I was incredibly welcomed by the staff of teachers, and that made me feel relaxed. And this is something that I now try to do when I see new teachers and they are lost in all the procedures, etc. I always try to help, maybe remembering this that happened to me 15 years ago.
The first memory I have of CTJ is when I walked in and looked around and I saw everything written in English. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the US, this is great. That's my first memory of CTJ.
It was like walking into the room where the other newbies were in, and when I walked in the room during the break, I met this great friend of mine who also works here, and I realized I was at the very right place to be, because I met very good people who embraced me, and they really took care of me, and then meeting very good friends who would take care of me for life, as they have been doing since then. So this is my very first memory, but I have many amazing memories, and all of them involving people and students, of course, like my coworkers and students. And this is the very first one.
Deixa eu beber uma água para me preparar.